What's up folks, Pixel here. So Alpha 20 got released, experimental build, and I'm super excited about it because it changes so much about the game and it's just like relearning the game all over again. But I've kind of held off on how to do, on basically playing like Let's Plays and stuff like that, just because things can change in experimental, and sometimes when they do, and if you have a Let's Play, it sometimes can corrupt your play. So I kind of been holding off on the Let's Plays, but I have been busy behind the scenes researching on the aspects of the game that I enjoy the most, and that is building a horde base. That's probably my most enjoyable feature in the whole 7 Days to Die. So what I've been doing is I've just been looking at blocks, pathing, and all that kind of stuff. And taking all that knowledge from Alpha 19 and then applying it to Alpha 20. So as you can see in front of me, I've been kind of building, testing, and I'm about to show you what I've discovered. Before I go too in depth with regards to research with all the horde bases and stuff, I do want to acknowledge that Alpha 20 probably brought in a lot of new people, and a lot of new people that have kind of joined the game and don't really know what a horde base is. So just to kind of briefly cover what it is. So 7 Days to Die, every 7th day there is a zombie horde that comes and finds you and kills you regardless of where you are on the map, right? And one of the strategies to deal with Horde Night is to build a horde base. And a horde base is specifically designed to keep you protected from the horde, and also to make advantage of the in-game mechanics to help you survive the horde. So as an example here, I've built a little horde base. It's kind of standard of what you'll see in like early game design. So basically you'll have a stairway or a ramp leading up to a catwalk, and then this catwalk goes up to here into like a room of some sort, and from here you would start basically like shooting away, bam 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 bam, or if you prefer you could just like melee away. Okay, this is a pretty standard kind of single person horde base. No kind of darts, traps, usually early game, just because early game zombies are a little bit easier to kill and you don't have to worry about kind of the higher end zombies. So this is what it normally looks like. So amongst all the changes for Alpha 20, they remodeled all the zombies, added a few kind of extra zombies in there, and also they changed it so that they can now get through 1 block high gaps. Okay, now this wasn't an issue before, but now that they don't need to like ragdoll through the block anymore. So if I just bring in a couple of zombie feral Arlenes here, they'll start bashing the block, and then at some point they'll start breaking through. So you see she's kind of starting to crawl through there. So if this block wasn't here, they would get through no problem, and you see they kind of like start crawling through. So that's a new feature now. Before it would only be like dogs and spiders that could get through a gap, but now all zombies can do that. So yeah, this is something that you need to consider now, and also regards to the block damage as well. You see how this block is about to break? I don't know how much is on there. Well, it's going to be a while, right? But if that block breaks, it wouldn't downgrade now. It would basically break completely and that block would disappear, right? So let's just get rid of all these zombies. So yeah, so that's basically the start of this video, is just to explain the Horde Night and the zombie changes. So now that you know that, what have I done in regards to the research and what I've applied in Alpha 19? Let's start off with the trapdoor base defense, or the hatch door even. So how this works is zombies run up here, they get to this point, and because you've built like a bridge above their head, they would get stuck, they won't be able to jump over, and you would basically stand on this side or on here, and you would basically just melee them at close range like that. Okay, at some point they'll be like bashing on this door, but because there's only going to be like 2 of them, maximum 3, that'll bash this door. It will take little damage and you'll take time just to repair it, and then once you finish repair you can just keep smashing away. All right, just as an example, let's just show you how this works. Let me just bring some Arlenes right here. So here they come, they're gonna run over and you're basically just gonna smash them away like that, like this, and you can see like not all of them actually get through, and you can actually come back here, you can reach from here as well, back away like that. No problem, no problem. And then you see it's broken down, you can just repair it back up. Bum bum. And then carry on like so. Just smash away, or if you want to, you could just shoot them as well. Just like that. Okay, you can just repair them. And then carry on. And then if that hatch failed, you could just basically jump back, keep going until your very last base defense. But usually by the time you get to here, Horde Night would be over and you'll be completely safe. So you'll be happy to hear that trapdoors work completely fine. I will have to note that if I put in some spiders here, let's do spiders. Spiders should be able to get through the gap, no problem. Yep, just like that, no problem. Jump through, no problem, like that. So yeah, this is something that you'll need to consider. But there is a way around this, so let me just kill all these off. Okay, there is a way to get around this. So this doesn't work, but all you need to do is add 1 extra block. And that is over here. If I just walk over here, this is a purposely built trap base. So you see here on the left hand side that are orange. I've added these pole double. Okay, so you can just add these. They just look like this, like that. And this, for some reason, is narrow enough for spiders to come through. So if we go back over to here, and if we can just spawn some spiders, let's see, right here. Let's just turn the AI off for a second. Give me a chance to get back. All right, so let's turn it back on. So they should be getting through now. As you see, they can't get through. Defense still active, no problem at all. They're breaking through that thing, so that's no problem. We'll just repair that, give them a whack. So yeah, it still works. You just need to add the block above, like we mentioned. This one right here. This will allow you to walk through it, no problem. And then at the same time stopping any zombies getting through, so you can just whack away, 2 block away like that. And then let's say that one fails, we'll just pop up the next one, carry on, bosh, and just carry on, like smack him in the head like that. Okay, so this is pretty good. It's a very simple base defense, very cheap, cost effective, and simple to repair. Oh look, he's hanging from the head. All right, next one. So let's talk about blocks and pathing. So if you didn't know, TFP have introduced over 1,300 blocks per material type. So this is all just steel. You can look into like wood, and they basically have the same amount. So you've got thousands and thousands of options to choose from. The problem is like which blocks can you use? And what I found is that if you have anything that is smaller than half a block, the zombies will not path over it whatsoever. So if you have something like a pole as an example, like that, it won't path over it. So if you had this and it's rotated on the side like that, and you wanted them to cross that, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't see it as a block. They would just turn around and start smashing the thing, right? So in Alpha 19, we discovered that the wedge tip, which was this block right here, was perfect because it was half a block, and they wouldn't be, they would basically have a hard time kind of gripping onto it. So if you had rotated like that, they would just fall on the tip of it, but then kind of eventually slide off, but not completely. But if they just got like a little nudge, they would just fall off, right? So one way that we tried to do it now for 19 is that we tried to make them path across here, cover turn the tip upside down because it's technically seen as a full block, and then have them run past over like that. However, they fixed that. So if I just turn some more zombies on here, you'll see they're gonna come up. They don't path. They just stop and they start smashing this block. They don't even bother, right? So they can't even do that anymore. So eventually, in the Horde Night, that block will get destroyed, that block will get destroyed, and eventually they'll just kind of hop over, right? So what I kind of did was I just basically tried all the different block combinations that I did from Alpha 19, and then any kind of new ones that I thought might be viable, right? So we have here the Wedge Tip Corner, which is this one right here. Wedge Tip Corner top, which is this one right here. And what you can do is you can just put one on one side like this and then rotate it and put it on the other side like that, okay? And that'll give you a significant gap for them to path along, but also fall off. So let's just do some more here. She's gonna path, they're gonna loop round. Sometimes they'll get stuck, which is great. You'll just have like one or two, not a problem. Like that, you just smash them off, shoot them off like that. So give you time to kind of like just path along, smash them in the face, and even if you don't kill them, they'll drop off like that. So you'll see like you're limiting the amount of damage you're actually doing, what the zombies are actually doing to your base, whilst giving you time to do damage. Okay, so that's good. That was okay. It's not great because sometimes they're still on there a little bit too long, and eventually you're gonna repair that, right? So what I did was I tried other shapes. So this is the semicircular cap, or whatever it's called. Was it cap? What's it called? Pipe cap. Okay. So you can do the pipe cap here. Oh, actually, not the small one, the big one. The 1 meter pillar pipe cap, like that. Okay, just rotated on its side, and this had a similar kind of effect as the corners there. So if I just pop that right there, you'll see that they kind of run across and they kind of fall off, right? If you knock them off, you have one at a time. Great, this is exactly what you want. Just one at a time. If they start trying to stack up, they'll just fall over. So if I just fall back a little bit, you see that the one is stood there, but the rest are just falling off, right? Because there's not enough kind of platform for them to stand on. So this is good. So the the pillar cap works really well, I feel. It, you know, limits the amount of zombies smashing on your structure, whilst at the same time causing them to fall and loop, alright? So that was a good call. So the pillar cap works perfectly fine. And then I thought, hang on, right? Let's just take the wedge tip. And for some reason, they won't path over, but they want to break that. What happens if I add just half of that? So, like I said, in Alpha 20, they've added 1,300 blocks, right? And a lot of them are a quarter of the size. So we have the wedge tip, right? And this is a pole, it's called a pole plate, I believe, or something like that. Let me just pull it up. So we just put pole here. Yeah, this one right here, pole plate. And you can see it's basically quarter of a size of an actual block here. So if I just flip it like this, so you'll see that's a quarter, that wedge tip is a half, and then you have the full block, right? And I thought, what if they just see like a slither of a path? Will they just path through? And it turns out that they do. So let me just load up some more zombies here. You see? So they start pathing through, and you're gonna have one zombie on top, like that. The rest just fall off behind him, like that, which is great. This is exactly what you want. Just one at a time. Take your time, smashing them like that. Easy, right? So the old trick still work. It just needs a little bit of a modification. Okay, so that's a very good, easy kind of early build. So you can build this out of like cobblestone early game. So that's just the upside down wedge tip with the pole plate. And then these blocks right here, which is the, what you call it? The double pole. And this is enough to kind of stop zombies kind of trying to get through your gap without, you know, getting through the one wide door. All right. So there was a couple of other blocks as well. So if I just step over here, so we have the wedge tip, and then this didn't work. This kind of worked, but you need specifically a decent arrangement. The half caps work really well, and also the cone. The cone works pretty well as well. So if you have it not like, well, if you have it pointing like this, but also if you have the cone on this side but facing away, so let's say you have it like that, and your main structure's here, because this point is really narrow, you usually find that you only one zombie can actually start stacking up on you. So this is actually pretty good. So the cone is actually pretty good. Even though it's a full block, it goes into a tip, right? So the zombies kind of fall on either side whilst one zombie stands on the front. So that's pretty good. So it's a good kind of alternative to have. So yeah, if you want a simple base design for early game, just to utilize the kind of loop mechanic, then these are the block of choices that I found, or this, at least this combination as well, with the wedge tip and then the pole plate on top. So that being said, there's a couple of things that I also discovered as well. So let's move on to the next feature, which is basically hovering blocks. So this one is really cheesy, okay? So this one was showcased by Jawoodle quite a while ago, which was the zombie Forcefield. I personally don't like using it, but the concept is that you have a 3 deep hole, and then surrounding you is going to be arrow slits, okay? Which works to a certain degree, and I'll show you what I mean. So if I bring up the zombies again, they're gonna run into me and they kind of go, oh, okay, there's, well, he's over there, I can't really get to him. What am I gonna do? So they start basically digging instead, right? So if they can't get to you, they're gonna start digging more. The majority of them are kind of okay, but yeah, they're gonna start getting digging next to you, and then once they break through, they'll probably fall through, and then they'll start smashing the wall, right? So you can utilize this to a certain degree, maybe not for like standing directly on like a hollow pit, but what you could use it for is maybe like a horde base defense. So let's say your horde base is on a solid bit of ground, right? But it's surrounded by a horde pit, and then surrounded by on top of that you have these arrow slits. So yeah, actually I didn't show you the block that's making this. So this is the arrow slits like this, which is the cross arrow slit, which is probably one of my favorite blocks so far. It just looks cool. I mean, look at that. It just looks like it brings pain. And you just turn this upside down, and then zombies can't get across. It does have to be like 3 blocks wide. So you got 1, 2, 3, and then the zombies kind of stop on the second one, and they kind of just turn around, right? So yeah, this kind of force field thing still does work, but they do start smashing the block itself. So that's something to consider. So, and I was thinking, like, what can I do with that to kind of utilize the concept here? And I basically did the same design. I used the arrow slits here to make a pathway, and then here you could just use whatever you wanted. So we had the tips before, so you could just use this. You can put this over here like this, like that, like this, and we'll just put this on this side like that, right? And then the zombies would think, all right, there's a path here, I'm gonna go up to here, and then they fall, and then they basically loop around. But this is overly complicated compared to that one over there that we did built above ground on stilts. This takes more effort because you have to dig the hole and then line it out in the middle of stilts for basically the same result. So I wouldn't recommend this. This takes too much time. All right, so with all those kind of ideas and concepts out the way, let's get over to my main builds over here and what I came up with. This is my bomber pit. Okay, so utilizing our knowledge that we've got from here, using like the four blocks, I'm gonna call them, and also the hatch thing as well. What I've just done here is I've built a pit right here. So there's nothing in it. There's electric fence posts, which I'm not going to utilize. It's just, again, it takes more effort to go down, get the horde, turn on the fence posts, and then come back up again. So what I've done is I've just built some stilts like this. These are all fence poles. Let me just bring the fence pole up. Like that. So fence pole like that, stacked next to each other like so. And this was I first saw this from Garen Spartan, so I'm utilizing his knowledge from there. Basically, because poles aren't really a pathable block, they also don't really see it as like a smashable block until really necessary. Okay, and even if they do smash one block, you have 4 of them, right? So you can have up to 4. Like this one here is 4 blocks in one, stacked in one corner. This one's 2 blocks in one corner, and etc. Right? So what I've done is I've built a pathway up here, like so. I've put some pole plates right here, just to stop any kind of direct coppers trying to spit at me. They run across here. They think they can path over this gap right here because I've added the wedge tips. And then on the other side, if I just go in through here like this, so you can understand, there's a door right here. I can climb up this ladder and come in here, and then I can just sit in here like this. And what I've done is I've added the poles right here. I've added a basketball net for your grenades. So if I just bring some grenades here, you can just basically throw the grenades at the backboard. It'll fall through directly into the pit and it'll land in the pit right there. Okay, so just to give you a demo, let me just bring Arlene here. She's just gonna come up like so. They're gonna fall, and while she's falling, I'm just gonna basically stack the grenades. She's trying to get my attention like so. So none of them are stacked at all because there's a gap here. I've placed it strategically. I haven't got them all. Are they gonna come? Yeah, they're gonna come. Come on. Like that. And all I can do is I can either throw the grenade at the backboard, or I can just throw the grenade down here like this. Like so. And boom. And kill all the Arlenes in one go. This is a very effective and efficient base. You can do this with pipe bombs. Pipe bombs are so cheap. It just costs like a bit of plastic, a tube, some gunpowder, and then like, some fiber or something like that. And you can just stack them up. They don't do a lot of damage, but when you've got a lot of them, you can just throw as many as you like. So this is probably my favorite concept if I was to go like a bomber build. But yeah, this is really cheap, effective build. And you could probably build this from day one as well if you just took a little bit of time. Maybe not the pit itself, but you could definitely utilize the like pathing just to kind of melee them early game. Okay, but the finale is obviously this one, which was our ultimate horde base in Alpha 19 that I built with Pixel Wife. This is still by far my favorite concept, and with the new blocks and stuff, it just has a slightly lower profile as well. So you can see here I've got some like H-shaped blocks in here. Over here we have the new blocks to stop them from running past. We've got some new lights in here. It just got an upgrade from Alpha 19. It just looks a lot better. Even like the sewer hatch here that I utilized for no reason, just because they've added a sewer hatch. Looks great. I love it. Makes a nice clunky noise. I love it. All right, and then over here we have some dart traps as well, right? And again, with the blocks in here. We just have the rounded blocks. Okay, so let's see how this does against Horde Knight. So we're just gonna basically do this ST 700, and we'll do 2200. We'll start this off. We'll turn everything on here. So we have basically electric fence posts all lined up to here, along with the blade traps right here. And then on this side, we also have the electric fence posts and blade traps as well. All right. On top, we have the darts. Where are the zombies? Oh, he got through, but he's dead anyway. Copper's gonna get stunned. They're gonna fall off. Perfect. In fact, what I could even do is I could change these up to be the wedge tips, so they would have a harder time kind of walking across it. But yeah, I can literally AFK now. I don't really need to do anything. Obviously, throughout the night, you're gonna have to do some repairs, because the electric fence posts, they'll take damage throughout the night. You don't really need to do anything. Doggos die very easily. What textures the new doggos? That's great. Very charcoal. Oh, we've got new demos. Demo looks good. It's a little bit more pastier than the other one. Alright. And let's say demos come in. You go, oh no, demos are coming. Turn on the darts. Bum. Don't have to do anything. Then drop off. Like that. So that's it, guys. I hope I've given you enough information for you to kind of build your own Horde bases. This is obviously not the extent of Horde bases. There are so many different variations. I've seen so many kind of like player Horde bases, and some of the builds are just incredible. This is just basically the foundation of Horde bases. Obviously, if you want to go gung-ho and not build a Horde base, you could totally do that as well. But as I suggest, for new players, start off with something like this, like a box. Utilize the blocks that I've showcased here. You could even do the hatch base right here as well. This is very cheap and effective with that tunnel there as well. And then obviously, as the game progresses, as the game gets harder, you can utilize, you know, you can keep using this and just expend a load of bullets, or you can use something like this, which is the bomber pit, or you can use like something like this, which is very kind of maintenance heavy. You'll need like a lot of darts, you'll need a lot of steel with regards to like the blade traps and repairs and all that kind of stuff. But when you get to end game, that kind of stuff kind of comes easy anyway. So yeah, hope that was helpful for you guys. If you found this video helpful, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and show me in Discord what your Horde base looks like. I'll be happy to showcase it if you have like an ultimate Horde base thing. I want to do like a video, so come into my Discord, screenshot it, give me a video, we'll try and replicate it and rebuild it, and then we'll show it off to the world. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.